Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. It's right at 1 o'clock, so we can go ahead and begin. I am with Mr. Metzner and Mr. Barnes. I know Ms. Bonadies and Ms. Stevens are on here as well. I've made you guys co-hosts in case at any time you want to jump in. And if you have anything to add, please do. I know we're getting a few more people in here into the meeting, so we'll just give it another few minutes. It's so good to see everybody on here. Alexis and Bruce and Nathan. Glad to see all of you. Jesse, all my dual enrollment kids are on here. Jillian. Thanks, guys, for coming. This is a combined junior and senior class meeting. So juniors, you kind of know what's going on for next year, your senior year. Hopefully we'll answer some questions for you. Welcome to our new students, the Lee Virtual students that have just joined with us for semester 2. I hope everything is going well. I know the first couple weeks can be pretty painful, so just stick with it and make sure you're reaching out if you need any help. I'm Maria Baker. I'm one of the school counselors here. If you are of the last name beginning with A through, let me go back here. I have the first part of the alphabet, so any students with the last names A through L, I'm your school counselor. Mr. Barnes is on here with us as well, and he is the counselor for students with the last part of the alphabet, M through Z. On this slide, on this slide, you'll see all of the people that are here for you, as well as your teachers that you have on your schedule. Do know that there is a whole support system here in the school building, in the office, from 8 to 3:30. For you new students that are coming, please know that the only way to send us an email that Mr. Barnes or I will receive is through our leeschools.net email. So please don't use VSA, the educator email. A lot of times kids will say, I've been trying, I've been reaching out to you. We don't check that email. So our hours are a little bit different from your teachers. We're not available until 8 p.m. in the evening. Our office hours are from 8 to 3:30. Mr. Dan Riley, he's on there, our testing coordinator. Should you have any testing questions, he's the guy who shoots you the emails letting you know whether or not you need to register or when the testing is. So Miss Yolanda Rodriguez, for you seniors, she's the one that will send out any transcripts, final transcripts, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we move along on the slide. So the agenda, we're going to talk about semester 2 schedules, clarify the attendance policy. Just want to mention the open enrollment window for any juniors that may think they want to be someplace else in their senior year. Now is the time to make that move. Academic histories, graduation requirements, the testing calendar, Bright Future Scholarship information. Several of you seniors have already qualified. I've been reaching out if you've met the requirements but have not submitted an application yet. There is some financial aid nights that are coming up for you seniors that are college or tech school bound. I do want to share some information regarding a college fair that Island Coast High School is putting out on the West Zone. We do have graduation information, transcripts, etc. So we do have quite a bit on the agenda. I'm thinking that this meeting will last approximately 45 minutes, and then we'll take any questions that you might have. So Mr. Barnes and Mr. Metzner are monitoring the chat box for me. So if you have questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat box for us. So for you guys that are veterans that have been with Lee Virtual School for a while, you know that you do have to have a full schedule of 6 courses. Unfortunately, even if you're a senior and you only need 2 or 3 classes, as a full-time student, you all must have 6 classes. So I know Mr. Barnes and I have been working since the beginning of the semester to make sure that everybody has 6 classes in focus. and equals 6 classes on their VSA. You seniors have that research or homeroom class. That is one of your 6 courses. And Mr. Barnes and I will be requesting that you do 1 or 2 things probably in the Google Classroom this semester to earn that A. For any new students that are just coming in and beginning, make sure that you're communicating with your teachers. If you have not spoken with your teachers yet, please make sure you give them a call, you contact them and talk about a plan, make sure you're on pace so that you start off on the right foot, because as we move along in the semester, once you start getting off pace and you're trying to catch up, things can get really, really overwhelming. So please make sure you're getting to know your teachers if you haven't yet. And Mr. Barnes and I are available as well if you need any help. I just want to remind you that you are not able to take any classes that you've already taken before. So if you're seeing a career research on your schedule and you know you took that back in 9th or 10th grade, you cannot receive credit in the same class. So the only course that you could retake would be a course you made a D or an F in. Clearly, if it's a class required for graduation, you're going to need to retake that class. But any class that you've taken and received credit for, you are not able to retake. I also get a lot of questions from students that will finish a course early. So you have 6 classes on your schedule this semester. But if you finish Peer 2 or you've got driver's ed or another course that you're finding is not too time consuming and you finish that course, you do not need to pick up another class, okay? So just to clarify that, 6 classes for the semester. Once you finish them, you're done, they're off your plate. You do not need to take any more courses. And then I just want to mention, especially for the new students that are starting out, perhaps you came from Ida Baker with an honors English class and we transferred you into the English honors class virtually. If you're finding that those assignments are a little bit too much for you, simply email me or Mr. Barnes and we can easily switch that from honors to regular. And vice versa. If you're in the regular course now and you're cruising along and you see those honors assignments and you want to do them and get that honors credit for the weighted credit, just shoot us an email and we can easily update that for you in VSA and Focus, and then let the teachers know that that's what you want to do. Okay. Any questions on semester 2? Are you watching the, what about the waiting room? I just let somebody in. Okay, so guys, especially for the new students and even for our veteran students, there seems to be a little bit of confusion on the attendance policy today or this school year. You cannot just enter into the dashboard. I think there was some confusion about just entering into the dashboard and the teachers would see you and you would be marked present. Please know that that does not count. You've got to go actually into each course each day in order for the teacher to mark you present. Hopefully you're doing that every day anyway, but know that if you don't actually enter into each course each day, then you will not be marked present. If you're missing a day, we get sick, that happens, but you still have to do that work, and it is still expected that by 4 o'clock on Friday, your assignments will be completed and turned in. If you're having an issue, you know, you're just really ill and you need until Saturday or something, we ask that you just communicate that with your teachers, give them a heads up, let them know what's going on. Last day to submit work. So juniors, your last day is Friday, May 26th at 4 p.m. I really want to encourage you all to get done early. May is heavy testing time. So, you know, the sooner you can complete, the better. Once you are complete in a class, you do not have to worry about attendance anymore. The teachers won't be looking for you. Seniors, note your date. It's a pretty early day. We're going to have you wrapped up by that first week in May, so then we can focus on graduation getting your diplomas ready, making sure we know who has met the requirements, who's able to receive their diploma and participate in graduation. So if you're in the boat where you did not finish a course for semester one, especially a course that is required for your diploma, English, history, math, the plan to earn that credit is for you to let us know as soon as you're done. Let's say, for example, English 3, semester 2, you're in English 3 semester 2. As soon as you're done with semester 2, let us know. We will go back in and reopen semester 1 so that you can complete those assignments, the DBAs, any exams that you missed from semester 1. You'd only obviously have to complete the assignments, the work that you did not complete. But if it's a class that's required for graduation, hopefully you've learned what worked for you, what didn't work for you, and you're going to be doing things differently. So as soon as you get done with that semester 2 course, let us know and we'll go back in and reopen segment 1 so you can finish that course, earn the credit, and then we'll go back into your transcript and we'll add on the course with the new grade and get you closer to graduation. We are not a school that offers credit retrieval. We do not do Edgenuity or E2020. We could lose our accreditations for that. So please, 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 if you were in that boat, hopefully, again, like I said, you're going to have some better work habits this semester. But if you need to go back and finish the class from semester 1, finish that course semester 2 as quickly as you can so we can reopen that for you before the end of the school year. For any juniors that are interested in going back to brick and mortar, I think now is the time. Once this school year ends, you will be with Lee Virtual School. If you plan on staying, if you want to stay with us, I've gotten a lot of questions regarding what you need to do, and you don't need to do anything at all. You will remain with us, Lee Virtual School, until a parent or guardian withdraws you. Okay, so here I just want to remind you, or for any new students to the district or to the state, in order to receive a high school diploma in the state of Florida, you have to earn 24 credits. 4 credits being English, you'll have English every year, you'll have a math every year. You need 4 credits to graduate. 1 must be Algebra 1 and 1 must be Geometry. You will not graduate without taking and passing those courses. You need 3 science credits. It's got to include biology's got to be one of them. 3 social sciences, a world history, which will hopefully all of you have taken by now at this point. That's typically taken in the 10th grade year. My juniors now should be in US history, and you seniors are learning all about your econ and your US government. So those 4 courses must be on your transcript. You have to have those courses before you can graduate. 1 credit of a fine practical art, a credit of hope, and then elective credits to get you to the 24. Here is a academic history. It's a sample of an academic history. For those of you that have been with us, you know that in past semesters when we've had our class meetings, once you've registered for the meetings, I've tried to shoot you a copy of your academic history. So you are able to see from semester to semester what credits you've earned, what your cumulative GPA is, weighted, unweighted, whether you've got any service hours logged in. We do have all the testing information on your academic history. So any of the EOCs, or SATs or ACTs, PSATs that you've taken would all be populated on your academic history. We were under the impression that Lee Virtual School students were going to be able to access their own academic history through Focus. However, that has not panned out. So I apologize, I did not get you an academic history for this meeting. But If you would like one, that's not a problem at all. We're happy to share that with you at any time. It only updates twice a year, at the end of the first semester and at the end of the second semester. So if you would like an academic history, simply please email me or Mr. Barnes, email your school counselor. In the subject line, put academic history. And between now and next week, we'll go ahead and shoot that to you through your email. And then you can just let us know if you have any questions. Graduation requirements. So along with the 24 credits, as you know, testing is a part of the requirements. You will not receive a high school diploma without sitting for and taking the algebra EOC and also the 10th grade FSA. We do have those retakes coming up. So juniors, especially you seniors, you know, I don't have too many seniors that are still needing it. But if you're a junior, I would highly recommend you mark calendars, you make sure you're here for all of the days that the testing is going on. You can also meet that requirement through sitting and getting a high enough score on the SAT or ACT, which we will also be offering in school here the second semester for both juniors and seniors. I do want to remind you that foreign language is not a graduation requirement. So you do not have to have any foreign language in order to receive your high school diploma. However, if you plan on applying to or wanting to attend a state university, Florida Gulf Coast University, for example, you will need to have 2 years of the same foreign language on your transcript. If you're proficient in Spanish, and you skip Spanish 1 and go right into Spanish 2, that will work. We'll put a waiver for Spanish 1. Taking 1 year of Spanish 2 would meet that 2-year requirement for foreign language, for a world language. So again, it's not a requirement if you're not planning on attending a state university, but if Florida State or USF or FGCU is on your future, then make sure that you're taking those 2 years of the language. It's also a requirement for the Bright Future Scholarship. So keep that in mind as well. I've had many students ask if community service hours are a requirement. Some are coming in from private schools or out of state where that is a requirement for your diploma. It is not a requirement. You do not have to have service hours in order to receive your high school diploma. Okay, so here are some test scores for the algebra EOC. The cut score, the passing score, is a 497 on the end of course exam. If you took the PSAT in your sophomore or junior year, the math score that you would need to earn would be a 430. The SAT math portion would be a 420, and the ACT, you need to score a 16 on the math section in order to waive that algebra EOC. So any of those tests will do. The PSAT is only given once a year, and that's in the October of each year. There are multiple dates for SATs and ACTs throughout the school year. So for the 10th grade FSA, if you're looking for the passing score, it was a 350 in the 10th grade, 480 on the reading section of the SAT, or an 18 combination of English and reading on the ACT. Okay, so guys, you probably already know about this, but we are giving the algebra EOC retake that's coming up here at the end of February, February 27th and 28th. It's a Monday and Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. It is a 2-day test. So again, this is only for juniors and seniors have already taken Algebra 1. This is going to be your opportunity to go ahead and check off this graduation requirement, February 27th and 28th. Retakes, FSA retake, that's a 3-day test. Any juniors, and of course our seniors, you guys, please, please, please mark your calendars, plan on being here. You have to be here on March 6th, 7th, and 8th, beginning at 9 a.m. It's a 3-day test. You have to be here for all 3 days in order to get a score. So if you are one of those juniors or seniors and you're in intensive reading, you want to get out of that class for next year, you want your diploma, please make sure that you're showing up for testing on the 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then seniors, we do have some special testing opportunities for the SAT. That will be March 1st. And that test will begin at 8 a.m. That's going to be a little bit longer of a test. So I encourage all of you, please come in. That will meet your reading and or your math score that day on March 1st. And then the ACT for seniors only will be given the reading section on March 28th and the math section on March 29th. So if you only need that reading FSA score, you only need to be coming in here on the March 28th at 9 a.m. So March is going to be a pretty busy testing season. So guys, again, come on in, take every opportunity that you can. Let's increase those odds you get in the score that you need in order to get your diploma. Juniors, we will be offering an SAT on Wednesday, April 12th. This is a regular college reportable, so it's regular timing. It is free. Typically, this test is about $55. So juniors, come on in, sit for this SAT, let's get a baseline score. That will be Wednesday, April 12th. So we've got a little bit more time. I'd like to see all of you come in and take that test. Okay, so here's the testing calendar. You guys don't pay attention to grade 9 and grade 10 because that's not your testing cohort. Don't pay any attention. I do have this on here in case we've got any seniors or juniors that still need to sit for the algebra or geometry or biology EOC. I've spoken to a few of you that were looking to take that test and pass it to retrieve some credits. And then, of course, you juniors that are in the U.S. history, your EOC to earn that credit will be Wednesday, May 24th, beginning at 9 a.m. For any seniors, for any students that's in that U.S. government class, the Florida Civic Literacy exam is not a requirement for your diploma. It really doesn't have anything to do with high school, but it is a test that you will be required to take once you get into college. So we're giving you the opportunity to take that now in high school, should you choose, and knock that requirement out. But we do get a lot of questions on that civic literacy exam. It is not a requirement to graduate. It will be a requirement when you hit the college level. So we do invite you, if you want to come in while civics is still fresh in your head and sit for that test and get it taken care of, we're inviting you to come in. Okay, Bright Future Scholarship. I was just looking at the website today. We do have a handful of seniors that have already qualified for either the academic or medallion. If you're a senior and you have not completed this Bright Future application, please go to that website and knock it out. It is a one-time deal. You only have to complete this application one time. But if you don't complete it, I can't get your transcript sent to Tallahassee to be evaluated. So for you juniors, know that in October of your senior year, that is when you'll be expected to complete that application. And any of you seniors, there are a couple of you that have already gone on and submitted the application. If you have not, even if you don't qualify, even if you're not going for that scholarship, there are some other pieces of financial aid you could qualify for. So please go to that website, seniors, and complete that application if you have not already. You can earn the Florida Academic Scholarship, which we do have, I think, 2 seniors right now that have already qualified at the end of first semester for that. That is 100% tuition. If you're staying in the state of Florida and you're going to attend a public university, if you qualify for that academic scholarship, you'll have 100% of your tuition paid for. The Merit Scholarship is a scholarship just below that academic umbrella. The medallion scholarship requirements is a little bit lower. For the academic, it's a 3.5 GPA, and it's not an overall GPA, guys. It's your core GPA. They're just looking at your academic units. The courses are there up on the slide. They're looking at your Englishes, your math, your sciences, your languages. They don't really care how you did in Hope or peer counseling. They want to see what your GPA is in those core classes. And if you can earn a 3.0 GPA, which many of you have, and score a 25 composite on the ACT or a 1210 combined on the SAT, you do need some service or work hours. The service hours would be 75 hours, community service, or if you're working, it would be 100 hours. I have kids that have the GPA, that have the hours, but the testing seems to be the kicker. So if you're a junior, now would be the time. If you want to shoot for the scholarship, start signing up and taking these SATs and ACTs. They will mix and match and take the highest scores. If you do qualify for the medallion scholarship, it will pay 75% of your tuition at Florida Gulf Coast Day. Any university, 75% of your tuition would be covered. However, if you go to Florida State Southwestern, any of the state colleges with the medallion scholarship, they will cover 100% of that tuition. So guys, this is a merit-based scholarship. It's not based on financial need. If you get these criteria, the GPA, the test score, and the service or the work hours, you've got this money.
Ms. Baker?
Yes?
So just real quick, Daniel had a really great question, and I thought it would be great to answer for the entire group.
Sure.
While you're talking about this. So if you all remember, if you can go back a slide, Ms. Baker. So when I used to always do the Bright Futures presentation when I was in a brick and mortar school, and I always made students take a look at what the name of this website is. It is the Florida Student Financial Aid application. You're not filling out the Bright Futures scholarship application. You're filling out an application for you to receive scholarships from any organization within the state of Florida. So regardless of whether you have the SAT scores or anything like that, yes, Daniel, yes, all seniors, yes, all juniors, when it's time, please fill out the federal application for student financial aid, which is the FAFSA, and the Bright Futures. There is no separate Bright Futures application. You're filling out the federal or the Florida Student Financial Aid application. So, so yes, Daniel, even if you don't have the SAT scores, please fill that out. You're muted, I think.
Seniors know that you have until that June test date to test. That June testing date of the SAT will be the last opportunity that you have to receive the test score that you need to meet that requirement if you're going for the Bright Futures. So I just wanted to share, there are some community service nonprofits that I've had students attend and keep track of. They just changed the requirements this school year to include work hours. So for you juniors and seniors, I know there's many of you out there. We do have a document that you can submit your hours on. But if you are interested in some volunteer opportunities, we've got some places listed here for you to check out. I know that North Fort Myers Library is looking for some summer help with their reading program. So if any of you guys, juniors, if you're looking for a place, some things to do this summer to work on your volunteer hours, if you've already started accumulating volunteer hours, you can't mix and match the volunteer and the work. So you've got to either submit 100 work hours or 75 service hours for 100 service hours. So just these two slides here just have some places if you'd like to check out. I know that they're usually in need of help and would be very happy to have you. This is the form, and I won't go into it now. It is on our school website. It's on the senior Google page. If you need that, just shoot us an email or check out the website. But there are some guidelines, but it's pretty simple. They've made it pretty easy now, including the work hours for Bright Futures. So, yep.
Miss Baker, sorry, I'm in the chat box for answering some questions, and I know Mr. Metzner put the link down there for the FAFSA application, and it was a very, very good time for me to just mention something while we're talking about financial aid. Never, ever, 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 ever pay to apply for the financial aid for Florida or the nation or the federal financial aid. It is called the free application for federal student aid. And the reason why I say that is that there are companies out there that will try to get you to pay them a certain amount of money in order to fill out the FAFSA. Don't do it. Yes, it is a complicated thing to do, but please make sure that you do not fall for that trick. I know one used to be FAFSA.com.
Yeah, and I'll get into that. I got a slide.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. Some information regarding some financial aid nights for students and families. Guys, I've got up here the last test dates that the SAT will be offered for this school year. Next school year, the 23-24 school year, the SAT always begins in August. But you can see here, if you're interested in applying to FGCU, I've talked to some of you students about getting into the early admission program your senior year out at FGCU, and you do need an SAT or ACT test for. This March 11th test date would be the last date that you could sit for that test and still be considered for admission in the fall of your senior year. Please notice the registration deadline is February 10th. So you have until that deadline to register for that test. We don't offer the SAT or ACT here on the Saturday national testing dates. So you would go to the College Board website, create your account if you don't already have one, request the March 11th test date. It will show you all the high schools in our area that will be offering the test that week. And then you can choose the school that's most convenient for you. So please note, we've got a May 6th and a June 3rd date, and that June 3rd date would be the final date for seniors that are trying to qualify for that scholarship. We'll take a look real quick here at the ACT test dates that are left for the school year. Not coming up. ACT. So I don't have that popped up right here, but again, those testing sites, it's always updated, all the SAT and AC test dates for the school year, and it is on our website. And there are about 3 more testing dates for the ACT for this school year as well. And PSATs are only given once a year. That's given here at the school, and that's always in October. Okay, so I noticed I got a lot of students on here that are my dual enrollment and early admission students. Thank you for joining us. And I've talked to quite a few of you that are interested in doing it for your senior year. So for those of you that are brand new or may not be familiar, dual enrollment is the opportunity to take college classes for free while you're a high school student. So any class that you take at the college level will also meet the requirement, not only for your associate's degree, but also for your high school requirement. So a lot of kids take an opportunity of this. We've got a lot of academically advanced students here. There are some criteria, and we'll talk a little bit about that today, but there's many of you that are on right now that are taking advantage of this opportunity. It's a great opportunity. There's some really good things about it. Of course, there's some potential bad things about it. But first off, I do want to let you juniors know that Florida Gulf Coast University does have an early admissions program. We've got a handful of kids that are out there now. It's only for juniors and seniors. The application is on their website. The deadline is March 31st, and you can register and take the February ACT and or the March SAT, because that is a university, so they will be looking for those college placement test scores. So if you go to the website, they've got all the information that you would need to know and what they're looking for in order to be accepted into Florida Gulf Coast as a dual enrollment or as an early admission student. They do not offer many classes online. So if you go this route, they will expect you to be on campus. They do have information sessions that are, it is, I believe, mandatory. It's part of the application process. So if you want to go with a parent or guardian and listen to about what they offer, I know that if you do enter into that program and you stay at FGCU after high school graduation, they give you stipends. So they help you financially in order to stay in that school. They want you to stay. They're going to invest a lot of time and resources into you. It's a really great program. So if you feel that you're ready, or even if you're not ready, but you want to have that option, I would encourage you to go ahead and submit the application, submit all the supplemental material. You can always say no, thank you, if you're not ready, if it's not going to work out for you. So please know FGCU, they do offer students, high school students, the opportunity to get in there and start taking college classes, university level courses for free. Most of our students access Florida Southwestern. They do offer the majority of their courses online. The entrance criteria is just a little bit easier for students. You still have to meet the GPA requirement. You do have to have the test cut scores. You can use an SAT or ACT. Most students will use the AccuPlacer, which is the test that FSW gives students right there. You can register to go in on campus and sit for that test, or you can request to take it remotely. It is untimed, it is free, and you get your scores back right then and there when you take the test. So registration for my current students, know that summer it will be offered again, summer dual enrollment sessions, only the full term, not mini A or mini B. And registration for fall will be in late March. So please contact me, get with me sometime mid to late March so we can make a plan and go ahead and submit that DocuForm to get you registered. Kaiser University, we got some seniors that are accessing this course. This is a brand new program we're just offering this semester. Mr. Metzner is our instructor for that course. The course is for life and career prep. Topics include time management, test-taking skills. It is a course that qualifies you for 3 college credits through Kaiser University. And if you may find that on your schedule next year. There are some criteria that you would have to meet, but do know that that is an option. We also have great opportunities at the tech schools. I've got a lot of kids that are going out there in the automotive program and welding. Not every program do they offer to high school students. Not every program is a dual enrollment program. For example, cosmetology is not a dual enrollment program. Some of the programs you do have to be 18, you do have to have a high school diploma, but their website covers the majority of the information. If we haven't started talking about it already, it may be kind of late. So if this is something, juniors, that you think you might be interested in, we would need to get you set out for a visitation and send you out there here this first semester to hopefully be able to get you enrolled for second semester of your senior year. So do know that, you know, not everybody goes to university or state colleges. You don't necessarily need to in order to make a good salary and have a good quality of life. There's some really good good programs out at the tech schools that are geared to get you what you need and get you out into the workforce right away. So in years past, I would hold a dual enrollment info session one evening, or usually like an afternoon and an evening in the semester. I'm going to try something different this semester, beginning tomorrow and running through March 16th, which will be the Thursday before our spring break. I'm just going to have an open Zoom time. So if you're interested, come on in, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the advantages, the disadvantages, most importantly, the process. It irks me when kids will email me the week the semester's beginning or the week before and say, hey, is it too late to dual enroll? Yes, it's too late. This is something we got to start planning now for summer or fall for next school year. So if you're interested, I'm going to have a Zoom. The link will get you into any of the meetings. I'm sorry? Oh, okay. Okay. So again, it'll be every Thursday. Each Thursday, I'm just going to invite you to come on in. We'll try it this way, and hopefully I'll be able to get a lot more students that way rather than just one meeting a semester in case you can't make it. So guys, if you think you're interested in dual enrollment, now is the time to start talking about it and to start planning. It is a great opportunity, but it's also starting your college transcript. So we just want to make sure you're aware. It's not, you don't have the same rules and regulations as a college student that's already graduated high school and is paying for those courses and those books and materials. So mark your calendars every Thursday for an hour. I'll be available via Zoom. You can jump on and we'll talk about getting you set up and the possibilities of dual enrollment and your options. Are you good, Mr. Smith? Okay, we'll send that out to you, and I think I'll ask the English teachers perhaps if they could maybe just have that on their announcement page for you for easy access to between now and spring break. After spring break, that's when registration opens. We'll be getting you scheduled. So at that time, I would hope to have spoken with everybody that would be interested in attempting to dual enroll for either summer or fall term next year. Okay, so seniors, the school district is offering several financial aid nights in various zones. So especially if you're the oldest child or perhaps the first child going off to college or tech school or cosmetology school, the free application for federal student aid is something that you're going to need to complete every single year that you are attending school. Come on, let's pop up here. There are there's a few more dates left here for the semester. So the application, like Mr. Barnes was saying, is completely free. It's a free application for federal student aid. And this is where you're going to find out how much money you qualify for. So if you've already applied to Florida Gulf Coast University, and you complete this FAFSA form, it's going to ask you for your parents' income information, for your income information, if you have any. And with that information, they're going to come up with a cost, with a parental expected contribution. It's going to offer you grant money. It'll tell you, do you qualify for a Pell Grant? Grants are money that you do not have to pay back, provided you finish the semester and you do well. That's free money. Grants is money given to you, you do not need to pay back. Should you need to borrow money, if you need a student loan or if your parent needs to borrow money to get you through that school, that will also be offered through this FAFSA. They offer work study, so click yes. Do you want to be considered for work study? Absolutely. You can always say no, thank you, but see what aid is going to be coming your way, and you can say yes or no as you see fit. Grants, obviously, you'll say yes. Loans, you may want to request a smaller amount or talk with your parents and maybe come up with that money deficit some other way. So guys, if you're interested, especially if you're first time in college or if your parents didn't go through school, if you're not familiar with this FAFSA application and you want some help and you want some just general financial aid information of different types, please mark your calendars. There's some dates here in February. We've got one out in the West Zone, the South Zone. So take advantage. These are very informative, and I think your parents would like it as well. So if you want to complete the FAFSA, they'll actually have people there helping, and it tells you what you would need to bring: charged computer, Chromebook, your information, your IDs, etc. So, Mr. Metzner, this information is on the senior Google Classroom, correct? Yeah. Okay. So, guys, mark your calendar. We're kind of coming. The end of the year is going to be here pretty quickly. The time flies pretty fast. So, please just want to make sure that you were aware of that. What am I doing? Okay. And then another upcoming event I just wanted to make both juniors and seniors aware of is Island Coast High School has got a college fair coming up. They've got several schools and universities that will be represented there. So juniors, especially, if you want to go out and start looking at potential schools to apply for and what they're looking for in their admissions process. This will be at Island Coast High School on Thursday, March 2nd in the evening from 5:30 to 7:30. And it's open, so you can go in at any time between 5:30 and say 7 o'clock. So those are the schools that will be represented there, a lot of state schools. Okay, so that is pretty much it for the combined class meeting. Seniors, we will be meeting again March 8th at 1 p.m. via Zoom. And then we'll meet again prior to graduation and graduation rehearsal. Please mark your calendars now. I do have some of you juniors that I have bumped up to senior status. And again, that's something else, you guys, if you're planning early grad or you want to talk about if that's a possibility, reach out to Mr. Barnes or myself now so we can get that plan in the works. But for you seniors that are getting ready to graduate, this is your last semester in high school. At the next meeting, we're going to talk about the slideshow information. Mr. Metzner put together a really cool slideshow. We would need those pictures in really early though. So I'll have more information on that. Caps and gowns, the delivery dates. If you have not ordered your cap and gown and you plan on participating in graduation, which will be Saturday, May 20th at 10 a.m. Downtown at the Calusa Harbor, Calusa Sound Machine Convention Center. So for any of you seniors that have not heard, or for any of you juniors that thought maybe we don't have a graduation ceremony, that will be this year, the class of 2023 will be walking the stage on Saturday morning, 10 a.m., May 20th. So at the March 8th ticket meeting, we'll talk more about how many tickets you'll be getting, when and where rehearsal is, which that information is on our school website. That's May 17th in the evening. I'll talk to you guys more about final transcripts, diplomas, etc. Mr. Barnes, Mr. Metzner, Ms. Bonadies, anybody want to jump in? Have anything to share? Did I forget something? Did I leave something?
As if Mr. Metzner put it in there. So deadline, I get a lot of seniors like, we have a real graduation ceremony. We do with a cap and gown. Your deadline to order the cap and gown is coming up February 15th. If you need help, figuring out the website, give me a call, shoot me a text, and I'll walk you through it. You don't need that whole big package. You can just order the cap and gown and then see your pictures, Bruce. We do not have senior pictures. Those would be something that you would be doing on your own. So I don't know where they would get that if they wanted to have their picture done like ahead of time. How do they get the cap and gown kind of before to take the pictures in there. So
I do have some extra cap and gowns if you guys want to come in and borrow a cap and gown, because we don't give out cap and gowns until graduation rehearsal. We make sure Chromebooks, any dual enrollment material, all things have been returned. So when we are at graduation rehearsal, and that's pretty much the standard across the board in all the high schools, is you'll receive your cap and gown at graduation rehearsal. So we do not take senior pictures here. We don't have a yearbook. So you're able to use whatever company, whatever person, whoever wants to take your pictures, you're free to use whatever company you'd like to use. And caps and gowns will be delivered here. So when you order those, like if you order a big package, like Miss Bonity says, you don't need all that extra stuff, but should you order that, that will be sent to your home. Announcements, those things, tassels will be sent to your home. But if you order, when you order the cap and gown for graduation, that's always shipped to the high school. So you'll have to get that here from us at rehearsal. Good questions. Anybody else? Mr. Barnes, did you have anything you wanted to add, Mr. Metzner? No?
Not that I can think of. You did amazing.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to stick around. If you want to chat, if you want to talk, if you got some other questions, if you are good, you're free to go. Again, remember, if you want an academic history, since I wasn't able to get you yours for this meeting, please just shoot myself or Mr. Barnes an email with academic history in the subject line, and we'll be happy to share that with you anytime you want that. Again, it only updates twice a year at the end of the first semester, and then again at the end of the second semester. But if you'd like to see your new GPA or check your requirements, just shoot us an email. We'll be happy to send that to you. Daniel, yes, FSW fall term, the registration, so registering for classes will start in March. So we'll want to make sure everybody has already applied, everybody has already tested, and everyone has completed the orientation, because those three things will need to be done before we can go ahead and register you for courses. And I'll be available tomorrow at 11 o'clock. If any of you guys want to come on and talk about dual enrollment, I'll be happy to answer any questions and talk about you specifically in the process, okay? Guys, keep up the good work. Summer will be here before we know it. Stay on pace, reach out if you need any help. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Logan. Bye, Miss Bonadies. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Miss Bonadies.
Hi,
Bye,
bye,
Brittany.
Brittany.
Bye, Sophia.
Thank you, Bruce. Bye,
Thank
Jane.
you, Bruce.
Bye, Sophia. You too.
Bye, Sophia.
So, Katie, no, you don't have to take the Florida Civics Literacy exam to go to college, but once you're in college, they're going to want you to take that test, but you don't need to take it to get into college. But you will need to take it there eventually. So you might want to take it now and just get it over with. It's so good to see everybody on here. Yay. Yes, Alicia, definitely for the tech school dual enrollment, there is a due date. That registration will open up March 6th, and it fills up pretty quickly. You got to have the majority of your graduation requirements met along with the FSA. So we can talk about that if that's something you're interested in. Meet with me tomorrow, and I can give you more information on that. Yes, Christine, call me at 2:15. I will be here. Maria, you would just need to meet with your counselor, Mr. Barnes, and he'll let you know where you're at, what requirements you need, and discuss the plan on how we could get you out. If not, you know, typically maybe Jan grad, so just in your senior year, maybe needing one semester as opposed to both semesters. We've had several seniors that have already met their requirements and are done now. Christine, I'll talk to you later. Yep.
It's Naya.
Hi, Naya.
I remember in semester 1, you had told me to apply for the FAFSA, right? When we were on the phone that one time for research. I already had applied for that, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I applied
Well,
for it. 'Cause you said that-
if you applied for the FAFSA, you should have received a package back from them at whichever email address you used for that application.
I'm not really sure if I got anything from them, but I know you said that I had to do that for research for semester 1.
Oh, that was the Bright Futures. That was the Florida Student Financial Aid, and I can check on that, Naya. And I feel like I saw that you did submit that, but I'll check on that. So that's for state funding for the state of Florida, where the FAFSA is federal funding. That's through the federal government. So that's a different application. And that application you will need to submit every year that you're in school. And the earlier you submit it, potentially the more money that you could qualify for. So if you have not completed the FAFSA, you want to make sure and complete that. And if you go to the senior Google page, there's the website, how to do that. And then also there's those financial aid nights that the district is hosting at the various school zones for you and a parent to attend, should you like.
And that was when they will have people there to help you fill that out,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. As long as you bring your mom, your parent brings their tax documents from, I think it's 2021, and anything that you might have, they'll be able to help you complete that.
Okay, and then, okay, awesome.
Okay, kiddo.
Was there anything for semester 2 for research?
There will be. Mr. Barnes and I are going to get real creative, and we're going to come up with some assignments for you guys in that class to earn that A we're giving you.
And it will be posted in the class.
Yeah,
right?
you'll get a message about that, kid. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for always checking, Naya.
Yes, it's my last year of school. I need to make sure I got everything.
I hear you. Good girl. Bye, Nate. Have a good day. I'll see you soon.
Bye, Nate.
I'm going to be taking the SAT on the 6th of May. Will I be able to get my academic history after I take the SAT?
Well, I mean, that's going to be pretty much at graduation time, you know, so if you want one now, you can get one now. And then after graduation, it's going to be updated, and then you won't get your academic history anymore. It will be your final transcript.
I'm gonna, I can give you academic histories all day because I can just email them back to you, Naya. So literally you can find out what's happening moment by moment, but it doesn't change really until new information comes in. So like she said, the grades won't change unless we change the grade. The SATs won't change until usually, what is it, like 3 weeks after the test is when we finally get the scores and they go in?
Yeah, I think so.
You guys can access them about 2 weeks, but it usually takes the school district about 3 weeks because they have to release them, then it has to go through its channels and get to our system. So.
Okay, so I should just get the academic history now then?
Yeah, just send me an email and I'll reply to it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what? I got it. I'll send it to you. Yeah. All right, Faith and Naya, we'll see you next time. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for coming.
Okay, thank you.